Namaste, welcome back to our channel Ayurveda 360. In this video, we are going to discuss a very important topic, especially from an internee point of view. As soon as you finish your final professional BMS, you will be entering into an internship in any of your college. So, usually the students during this period are about to start their preparations for post-graduation entrance examinations. So, in this regard, what are the different ways of beginning the study or preparation? So, that is the ultimate motto of this video. Certain of the things you need to keep in mind while starting any PG entrance preparations. So, watch the video till the end to get the maximum benefit. The first and foremost question is, from which point should you start studying? Because you have studied your first professional BMS a very long ago and just completed the final professional BMS examination. So you will be confused with which topic or subject should you start preparing for the entrance examination. So the answer for this is, you should start from first professional BMS, then second, third, and ultimately the final. You should go professional wise and subject wise, because you will have the recent memory of final year syllabus, just give an exam before internship, and that's why it is very much necessary for you to brush up the earlier studied matter like subjects. What you can do is note down the subjects of each professional BMS, like first professional BMS has these kinds of subjects, second as these kinds of subjects, third as these kinds of subjects, and fourth as these kinds of subjects. Each subject should be studied under three different criteria or headlines. The first one is level 1 type of topics. What is this level 1 type of topic? They are nothing but the most commonly asked questions and easy to remember such kind of questions or topics. How to identify that? You will be identifying them by referring to recent question papers from any of the university. In these days, you are having only one common exam, but ultimately in like maybe 5 years ago, you would get minimum 5 to 6 universities conducting exams every year. So you will have multiple copies of question papers, maybe around 20 to 30 papers you can get from last 10 years only. So that time, when you are referring to those question papers, you can identify the most commonly asked questions. For example, a layer of skin as per Ayurveda, like Sushruta or Charaka or any of the author, it comes under level 1 because it is the most commonly asked, and also it is easy, quite easy. There is nothing much to explain there. One of the layer will be asked, it could be the name of that, or it could be the diseases occurring in that layer. So this is coming under level 1. Or for another example, it could be the Vriddhi or Kshaya Lakshana of any of the Dosha Dhatu Mala. This is also level 1 because most commonly asked question, and I think this is repeated every year. Similarly, maybe indication of a very common yoga, like maybe for example Gugulu, like Triphala Gugulu. It's a level 1 question. Or it could be the number of Maharasa. This is level 1. So how we are identifying this level 1? It is based on repetition of that particular topic in the recent years, number 1 criteria. Second criteria is if the topic is repeated multiple times during your professional BMS course in any of these 4.5 years subjects. If it is repeated multiple times, it is commonly asked. And if the topic is easy to remember, nothing much to think there, topic is ready, you just have to recollect with certain logic, or it could be the memory based type of question. So this comes under level 1. So in the first phase of your study, this is very important. In the first phase of your study, you should keep a particular amount of days for each professional BMS. For example, level 1 first professional BMS can be kept for a maximum of 15 days, not more than that. Level 1 study of second professional BMS can be kept for 15 days. Level 1 of third professional BMS can be kept for 15 days. Similarly, the fourth professional BMS can be kept for 15 days. If you calculate this in total, you will be spending 2 months of time. 60 days you are getting. And in those 60 days, you are covering the entire subjects of BMS. But at the same time, you are focusing on the most commonly asked question. Like, if you are given question paper soon after those 2 months, you should be getting at least 50 to 60. Because they are the most commonly asked topics what you are studying. Easy to remember, and the subject is repeating in multiple topic is repeating in multiple subjects. So this should be your aim. Level 1, each professional wise 15 days. Every profession 15 days, so 2 months time. So your target is, by chance if you start your preparation on December 1st, then by the end of January 31st, you should be at the end of level 1. So from February 1st, you will be starting the level 2. So that is the whole idea. It's not like you start with the Samhita and go on until it gets finished. Sometimes Charaka Samhita may not get finished in 2 months or 3 months. That is not the way how you study the entrance examination. So make it a very clear point. Don't stick on to only one Samhita and start reading it at a stretch. You are not going on the smooth road there. You are on a rougher track. Each and every point of Samhita is one or the other way is going to get covered in the different subjects. This is the key point here. For example, a topic of, you can say, Charaka Samhita Vimanasthana 8th chapter, which is a very lengthy chapter, you are going to get in subjects like Kriya, Roganidhana, and it could be even somewhere Dravya Guna, some other subject, maybe Swasthavritta. So when you are studying the other subjects, simultaneously, one or the other way, your Samhita is going to get covered. When you are studying Roganidhan, the Nidhanasthana of Charaka Samhita is going to get covered, one or the other way. When you are studying the Kalpasthana, like when you are studying the other way around, the Dravya Guna or Vaisheshya Kalpana, one or the other way, your Kalpasthana of Charaka Samhita is going to get covered. So it is very much important for you to have a command on each and every subject. And by this way, you will be covering the Samhita simultaneously, and the major portion will be covered. The individual study or the exclusive study of Charaka Samhita by holding Charaka Samhita or Ashtanga Hridayam or Sushruta Samhita will be there, but not at level 1. So this is my point. At level 1, reduce focusing on any one Samhita. So this is very important. So when you are reading the first professional BMS level 1, focus more on Kriya, Rachana, Samskritam and Padartha Vijnana. Ashtanga Hridayam, you can keep 1 or 2 days. Rest of the 12 or 13 days, divide equally between Kriya, Rachana, Samskritam and Padartha Vijnana. Maybe 3 days. So in that way, keep some time for Samhita, but keep the other subjects give them good time, so that you are covering simultaneously 2 subjects, one Samhita and the particular subject itself. So this is level 1. This is my idea of level 1 study of AIA PGET. So once you are done with that, what to do? You will be entering into level 2. Now, what is level 2? Level 2 is nothing but the topics which are commonly asked, of course, if not commonly, once in a while definitely asked, and it may be difficult for you to remember at once. Maybe, for example, if you ask me example, it could be the number of bones in individual parts of the body. Total number of bones in the body comes in level 1. But total number of bones in a particular part of the body, say for example the upper limb or the lower limb, it comes in level 2 from Ayurvedic perspective. So what is level 1, level 2? It should be decided by yourself. Like as soon as you read, if you feel like this is I am very strong with this topic, so you can put it in level 1. And when you feel like, okay, this topic requires certain time, maybe I'll come back to this after studying some simple topics, that is level 2 for you. During the first study, if you feel like the topic is requiring time, keep it for level 2. That time you focus on that topic. Otherwise, what happens, you keep on learning that and you may forget that because of memory issues, and you may get frustrated because you are not able to remember. Because of that, you may even miss certain of the simple topics, level 1 other topics. That is very important. So level 2, repetition of level 1, 2 months time, 15 days, 15 days, 15 days, 15 days. So 2 months of time, you are studying first professional, second, third and fourth subjects of each professional BMS at that particular point of time, but on a higher level. So what is higher level? I have given my idea. You can decide topics as per your abilities and your revisions. So once you are done with that, your 4 months are over, and probably your 70 to 75 questions of your AI APG it is completed, because level 1 almost completes your 50 marks. And after the end of 2 levels, that is 4 months, you should be getting at least 75 questions from the question paper. So then you will have again 6 or 7 months of time, you will be having the confidence. This is very important. You are like, I am having the confidence to face the exam because I have covered the syllabus at least twice in different levels. Otherwise, what happens, you study 2 Samhita for 4 months, you are left with a huge amount of portion, and that is very much stress, you can say giving stress kind of situation. That is not advisable. So 2 levels are over. Now what is level 3? So level 3 is where you are actually taking the Samhita itself. Here it is Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita and Ashtanga Hridayam and other Samhita in brief. You are taking the Samhita itself and going through chapter by chapter. This is the level 3. So if you want to study the Samhita, don't start in the first day, start on 5th day. Not day, sorry, 5th month onwards. So by now, the 80% of your Samhita is one or the other way covered in other subjects in level 1 and 2. You will have very less portions which may look new for you, and also it's a brush up. This is the dual advantage. You will be brushing up all the syllabus, whatever has been already studied. Maybe the Tantra Yukti part of Padartha Vijnanam, or it could be the Sharira Sankhya of Sharira Rachana, or it could be the Dosha Dhatu Mala of the Kriya, or it could be the Nidhanasthana of Roga Nidhan. So that some or the other way, you are brushing up all the topics, whatever you have covered. So level 3, depending on your ability, you can give 10 days for Ashtanga Hridayam, 15 to 20 days for Charaka Samhita, and maybe 10 to 15 days for Sushruta Samhita. Plan in such a way that within 2 months, you are covering the Samhita by reading each chapter and making a note of certain important points in your notes, because it is very difficult to read again. You need to make important notes and maybe revision notes for you. One notes may not be required by the other person. If I prepare notes, it is for myself. Someone else prepares, it may not be suitable for me, because he will write what is not thoroughly not thorough by that person, which requires revision. He will be writing, which may not be necessary for me. So that is why each person should make his or her own notes or points. So by the end of 6 months, you have completed the level 1, 2, and it can be taken as level 3. So including the Samhita. So after that, 1 month of time, you can go through different compiled textbooks. You may have seen one textbook of one subject. Maybe it is time to refer some other author. See other author what he writes in the particular subjects. Maybe 1 month you can go through all compiled books and make a note of those extra points. The aim is to look for those extra points which you may not have seen in these 6 months. So that is 1 month. So as per my calculation or my plan, now by the end of 7 months, I have done a very thorough preparation for my entrance preparation. After that, whatever time you get, maybe 3-4 months or 5 months depending on the announcement of examination, you may plan your revision. So it is advisable to revise at least 2 more times. It may not be in that much depth as you went in the earlier stages. It may be brushing up the difficult topics or the ones which you are not thorough. That is left to you how you want to plan. So till your exams, you will be having such kind of you can say comfort of revision. Otherwise, what happens? Students usually take 10 to 12 months for one-time study. It is not advisable. You are entering into a MCQ based question paper, not a theory based question paper. So you should be smart enough to finish the syllabus as early as possible. If you feel the subject is not suitable for asking MCQ, don't waste time there. Directly see those topics where MCQs are most commonly possible to be framed. That is the, you can say, the intelligence of the student or the smartness of the student. So based on individual perception, it may vary. Now I have covered one part. This can be taken as the prospective, or you can say plan based study. Like, on this day I have to study this subject. On this day I have to study this subject. This is a very systematic manner. This is one kind of study. In my 4 hours of study per day, I may give 2 hours for this. Now if you ask me what I am going to do with other 2 hours, that will be a target based study. Target based in the sense, on this day, I have to study Padartha Vijnana. This is as per the schedule. So 2 hours I gave for studying Padartha Vijnana. And after that, what I will do is, I will keep 1 hour of target oriented study. So now what is this target oriented studies? As I have already gone through the questions in the last 10 to 15 question papers, I have already noted down the most commonly asked points. So in 1 hour, irrespective of the subject what I am going to study on that day, I will take certain topic where I am weak. Maybe you can say a topic of contemporary science, maybe anatomy, physiology, or it could be the pathology or any of such, maybe the Harrison's medicine. I will directly refer the book. So 1 hour of target oriented study, where I am referring the topics which is difficult for me, or which may not be easy to remember at once. So target oriented study, 1 hour per day is, you can say, ideal. I cannot say it is must because it is my opinion. It may be ideal. In this way, you don't miss out on certain other subjects. Like some students will have a feeling, today I am studying only the first year, I am not going to study the 4th year, when I am going to study. So this kind of queries or confusions will be totally out of your mind if you plan in this way. So 60% of your time you are planning as per the schedule. 1 hour you are giving a target oriented study. Whichever you feel difficult, start studying that. And then 1 more hour, I am compulsorily solving 100 MCQs per day, irrespective of what I am studying. It can be like what you are studying, prepare or solve some 20-30 questions based on those topics, or else take a random question paper. It can be from any textbook or any of the you can say sources. Every day solve 100 questions. It will make you to make less mistakes in the final examination. 100 questions per day. If you solve for at least 200 days, if you even consider 6 months or 7 months of time, you will have solved 20,000 questions. 20,000. It's a huge number. And during those 20,000 questions, you might have seen multiple repetitions of the same question. And by the end of those 20,000 questions, you yourself will know what is the question, what is the answer. So 1 hour per day, I am taking one of the question paper, irrespective of what I am studying. This is important. On that day, my plan-wise study may be one subject, but my target study and question papers can be general. Any topic and any paper. So in this way, I will be planning my study for these 7 to 8 months. So that is my advice for any of the beginner who is planning to start studying for or preparation for All India Institute or any of the national institutes or any of the state government colleges. Of course, it depends on each person. The variation in the opinion is common. One person may have a different formula, the other person may have the same formula. But ultimately, the intention is to cover the syllabus in half of the time before your exams. Like if you have 10 months of time, you should finish the syllabus by 5 months. So that is the ultimate aim. You should not prolong completion of first time study for 10 months. No, not advisable. Complete the syllabus in short span of time. Make target oriented study to make your weaker subjects stronger, and prepare, or you can say solve the question papers to give you the confidence to solve in the examination, and also to manage the time. Time management also will be learnt by solving 100 questions per day. You will not miss out, you will not panic when you see 100 questions on the final examination, because if you keep 1 hour of time for everyday solving of question papers, you will have extra time, additional time during your final exam. Always keep less time while solving the question papers when you compare it with the final. If the final time is 90 minutes, keep your personal test for maximum 70 minutes, not more than that. Try to solve the paper 10 to 15 minutes earlier than the actual time. So that way you can reduce your panic during the final examination. So this was the video. So these are the key points what I have entirely given my opinion in this video. If you like the concept, you can start with that. This is one of the success formula. Definitely the one who is starting with this will definitely succeed. There is no you can say hesitation or any kind of query regarding that. And if you have any other opinion, if you want to give it to your like the juniors what you have followed and you have succeeded, you can always write it in comment section. That can be read by most of the needy internees. And until next time, myself Dr. Nandish J. Thank you.